And I was literally on the dubbing stage. I had more time to dub the DVD than I had time to dub the original in 1983. I swear to God, you know, the original was dubbed in 8 days, and the DVD took us 2 weeks because now I was doing stereo. They wouldn't let me do stereo back in '83. They said, nobody's broadcasting in stereo. And I said, no, but hello. They will be. But I'm standing on the dubbing stage, and I get to the last scene of the original miniseries where Faye Grant sends the message into deep space, trying to contact an enemy of our enemy, hoping the enemy of my enemy would be my friend. And this little bell went off, and I got to thinking, what if I did that? And I went to Warner's, to Greg Mayday at Warner Brothers, and I said, hey, how about we do this? And we went to NBC together and pitched in the room the idea of picking up the story 20 years later. And what has happened to the world in those 20 years? Well, half the water's gone, and millions of people have disappeared, but on the other hand, they've cured cancer, they've cured AIDS, they've cured heart disease, they've cured birth defects, there's no more famine, and, and it's pretty much what's happened is the majority of the people have swallowed the big lie. Not unlike today. The resistance has had the bejesus kicked out of them, and they're really down and almost out, but still they've been struggling. A lot of people have been lost, including apparently Mark Singer's character, Mike Donovan, has apparently been lost. And it's so the world is, we're really in trouble. We're in a bad place, and what I sold NBC was a 4-hour piece that in 3 acts works like this. The first act is, here we are, it looks like Paris in 1943, where you can still have a cappuccino on the Champs-Elysees if you don't mind the Wehrmacht sitting next to you and all of your Jewish friends disappearing, And so, a lot of people have sort of bought into that, and also the visitors have told us they're just cleaning the water and they're going to give it back. Well, what it is we, your wise leaders, know what's best for you, and trust us. Stay the course, and trust us. And the resistance knows better, but they're just at the end of their rope, and at the end of the first act, there's a knock at the back door. And we open the back door, and there are 3 very peculiar individuals standing there who say, hi, remember that distress call you sent? We got it. And we are here to help. Cool. Or are we? And the second act becomes driven by that. Or are they? Or we're vetting them? Can we really trust and count on these people to help us? And by the end of the second act, we are up to here in alligators, and not literally and figuratively, right? And the third act becomes us trying to co-opt this new force to use their work and their help and their technology to sort of defeat the bad guys in sort of War of the Worlds. And it's a very, very strong piece. NBC sort of got it. They never quite got it completely the way that Brandon Tartikoff did 20 years ago. It's very hard to find film and television executives today that have the kind of vision. As soon as you've got a play that has more than 5 or 6 characters in it, they get nervous. The original V had 24 principal characters in it, and so does V, the second generation. So anyway, we've diddled around with NBC. There was even talk of doing a remake first. I said, why? And they said, well, it wasn't really our idea. The marketing department thought it would be a good idea. I said, oh, well, am I having meetings with the wrong people, And now we have come to the point that Warner Home Video is getting very heavily involved because they have finally realized, once I pointed it out to them, that V has sold in-home video. Now you must bear in mind that they thought the home video sales of V were going to be 15 or 20,000 units to a niche audience. It sold 15,000 units the first day on Amazon. At this point, V has sold 2.5 million units for $50 million. And Warner Home Video is suddenly going, oh. So we're trying to get them to help come in with a little more, because it's a big picture. It's a $19 million budget. And we are in hopes that, we got meetings next week about it, as a matter of fact, in hopes that we can pull it all together. In the meantime, there will be an opportunity for the fans of V to get a preview, because we are today, hopefully, or next week, closing a deal for a novel that I have written based on my screenplay, which will be published in hardcover after the first of the year. So that's good news. You see, then, and the whole reason I so then I could go to the studio and say, look, it's a book. Don't you want to make a miniseries out of a book? Listen, I'll go wherever I have to go. I love it, and my dear friends Mark Singer and Faye Grant and Jane Badler and Bobby England are all on board. All on board. Good thoughts, and and hopefully, certainly, it looks as though you're at least going to have a book to read by next year, and hopefully you'll be able to see it on film pretty soon too. And which brings me just to the last thing that I want to say, and then I got to get out of here before they get the hook. On V, on Bionic Woman, on Alien Nation, we're having incidentally Saturday night at our house. Susie and I are having our second Alien Nation cast reunion party. We had one in 2001. We're having another one this weekend. Gary Graham, Eric Pierpoint, Terry Trees, Michelle